Skeletor sticks. I only went 3 sticks high today, so I took this 4th stick and just wrapped it around the tree and then hung my backpack from it. As you can see, there's nothing hooked to the tree right now and it's still hanging on. They dig in. Love my Skeletor sticks. Shout out to Tethered. Let me also point out that I didn't even stand on that stick. So I put 0 weight on it. It was just the weight of my backpack that dug it into the tree like that. I mean, look at that. That sucker's in there, boys. Skeletor sticks. Best bang for the buck, fellas. I just found this water hole. What do y'all think? Man-made? This is public ground and I'm looking literally everywhere for a camera because I figured if you had a water hole like this, you'd have a camera on it. I mean, there's a couple trails literally leading right to it. Just curious to know what y'all think. I'll show you it one more time. Never fails. I say, oh, I'm just gonna jump out of the truck, scout this spot real quick, and I end up in the nastiest, thickest friggin', oh shit, son of a, I feel like I'm bleeding somewhere. I feel like I'm bleeding from my ear. Son of a gun. Sometimes you're the hammer. Then there's those other times. I got shellacked. How's that looking? It's November the 8th, 1 p.m. Got a long evening set coming down the pipe. But it's like 60. I have never killed a buck in an evening, ever, not once in my life. So it's pretty discouraging for me to even sit evenings, because I've sat a lot of evenings. But I'm in a spot right now that I've never sat. This morning, I got out of the woods pretty early. I did not sit for long at all. There's an urban spot, little tiny property by a busy road. It was brutal. It was so busy. Got some old lady walking, looking right at me. I don't know how some of y'all do the urban hunting. When I'm in the woods, I like to be somewhere where if something happens to me, it's gonna take a search party a while to find me. But I'm in a spot I've never tried, that I've seen on a map. I missed one with my muzzle loader not long ago. Back here behind me, we got some small ridges. I'm sitting in a little bitty sycamore, 1 stick up, but I'm tucked back in this little red oak. I'm in a big wide bottom, but it's pretty much, as you can see, mostly open hardwoods. But where I'm sitting, like I said, I was in this general area years ago and missed a buck with my muzzle loader in the morning. He was just cruising the base of these little ridges. Pretty decent buck. But where I'm at this evening, I'm on the corner of a big, like, thicket. It's like, I don't even know how to describe the stuff. But I could tell what it did on the map, and it comes to a corner right here. Right there's the corner. It does this. So it comes to that corner right there, and sure enough, I walk to that corner and there's a bunch of trails coming together. Well, with the west wind, it the wind's coming out of that thicket. So I'm thinking something could be bedded up in there and get up, and rather than walk through the thicket, get on the edge of the thicket. I also got a big white oak over here. Sounds like it's dropping every now and again. It's definitely too far to shoot anything over at the oak, but I liked the corner of this thicket a lot better. The corner where this thicket meets hardwoods. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm actually, like I said, I'm not a big fan of that whole urban deal. I thought I wouldn't mind it, but it was absolutely brutal sitting there listening to all the cars go by, not being able to hear. I was not a fan, and it's a shame because there's a really, really nice buck running around in there, probably 140s, class buck, but I just don't. I'd rather shoot a 120 out in the wilderness, honestly. But yeah, walking in, I fell face first into a tree. Absolutely obliterated my forehead. Definitely seeing stars. Probably concussed. That's another reason why I'm only one stick high right now. Just feeling a little dizzy and lightheaded after the blow I took. Freaking stupid. Walking through some briars and trying to get down in here at a decent pace, and got caught up and didn't get my hands out in time. I did get my hands out towards the ground, but it didn't matter. My forehead just went right into an oak tree. So, real nice and scuffed up. All right. I'm off all this coming week, taking my rotation, so I gotta check the wind. I don't know. I normally have 2 spots in my head. I like to have 2 spots in my head when I wake up in the morning for whatever the wind's gonna be doing. 2 morning spots, and then while I'm doing the morning hunt, I'll either decide to sit there all day depending on how it's going. I pretty much always try to sit my mornings out until 12:30 or 1 though, because it's November 8th. If you've deer hunted much, you know exactly what time it is. And I missed the biggest buck I've ever shot at in my life. Back in 2008 at 1:30. November, I believe it was November 13th or 14th, the day before gun opener. So, never know what can happen, but I like to have a couple spots picked out for what the wind's going to be doing. I think tomorrow's a northwest wind, which right now we got pretty much straight west. So, I'll be back at it in the morning. This morning, the deer were on the move. Like I say, I got out of that urban spot early and drove around, and there was freaking deer everywhere. Saw multiple little bucks, button bucks. So many deer getting hit by cars. So, I see a lot of guys posting online, "Oh, I saw a buck chasing the ruts here." Yeah, no shit. It's here the same time every single year in the Midwest. Nothing's gonna change it. It's been that way my whole life, and it'll be that way long after I'm gone. So, I don't know why people seem to think sometimes the rut starts earlier or later. It's just really probably depending on what they see. "Oh, I saw a buck chasing the week before Halloween, the rut's on." That doesn't always mean the rut's on. You freaking idiot. Does can go in early. Some does come in late. Some does don't get bred. They're in, the second rut. So, it's the main part of the rut is same time every year. Peaks the same time every year. And November 8th, if a big buck doesn't already have a doe locked down right now that's in estrus, he's going to be out cruising. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. So, and the whole lockdown thing, lockdown happens as soon as the first doe goes in estrus. You think a big buck's not locking her down somewhere and breeding her? The difference in that type of lockdown and the lockdown where nobody's seeing anything is, the lockdown where nobody sees anything is, that's the peak of the rut, when like the most amount, 80% or whatever the stat is, that's when the most amount of does are in estrus. So that means like almost, even the little young bucks are locked down with a doe somewhere. So that's the point where you feel like you're not seeing any deer. You're either in the action or you're listening to crickets. So yeah, rutcation. I got Sunday and then the whole next week, and then gun comes in on Saturday, which is very unfortunate. I'm wondering if maybe there may not be, I just feel like there's probably not going to be a lot of gun hunters in the woods, hopefully. Because hopefully most of them are burnt out, because now all the gun hunters come out with their crossbows. So hopefully they've been in the woods already for a month and a half, and they're just over it because they haven't had any luck. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. But I try to typically hunt. I typically bow hunt. I might get the shotgun out or the muzzleloader out a couple times, but not a whole lot. So I mostly like getting out with the compound, even during gun season. Try to hunt a couple private parcels I have, or get on some public where I know nobody else is going to be. So this turned into an absolute rant. But I got a lot of time to kill, so whatever. See what happens this evening. I'm gonna kill him today. I'm gonna kill him this morning. I'm gonna kill him by 11 a.m. How did I not know that possums carry stuff with their tail? He came through and was digging down, gathering dry leaves. Carried them with his tail to the base of that tree. Probably getting some bedding for his home. I'm in here chasing his big 10-pointer. Oh, that possum's back out now. It's really windy, which I like because the wind's more likely to stay true. I also don't mind rattling a bit in the wind. I feel like it works pretty well. You get a little pocket when the wind dies. Rattle. I rattled in two giants within about an hour and a half of each other 1 year, when it was windy. He's been through here. He was through here yesterday morning, that big 10 at about 7:26. And then he was in here this morning about 4:50. I had a great entry. A really good entry. See where I'm sitting too, it seems like the wind likes to shift a lot. Like right now it's coming from the freaking southwest, which is still okay, honestly. But around 10:30 it switches that's north of me, and he'll come back south at some point throughout the day. A lot of does been coming through here. So I feel like he's just been out searching for a hot doe. It seems like he's always been by himself. But I mean, you know how that goes. It's November 9th. He could have found a hot doe this morning at 4:50, 5 o'clock, and it may disappear for the next 2 days. But when he's been coming through here, he's been taking the same, I don't know if he's been taking the same path, but 3 times now he's came through here on the same path. I got a couple other pictures of a big body deer, but I don't know if it's him, because when the camera snapped, their head was behind a tree. I mean, I'd like to run video mode, but I don't want to be changing out batteries all the time. So, here I'm about to show y'all where this possum's about to go, his little house in this tree. How cool is that? That's why sometimes, man, it doesn't even matter if you kill a deer. It's just nice to be out here and experience nature. That dude's getting ready for winter. Alright, well, this is Sunday, November 9th. Second day of my rotation. Nice to be able to get it done. It's real overcast, like I said, real windy, so I'm gonna get off here and hope for the best. Normally I don't try to film it, but I got a GoPro. I just normally don't like fooling. I got a video camera. I just don't like fooling with it. So the GoPro's pretty easy, so see what happens. I got a good feeling. I called it this morning once I saw him come through here again at 4:50. I said, he's dying this morning. Before 11 a.m. he's dead. See what happens. Oh, all right. I had to go in the gas station and get me some of that energy. That juicy strawberry. It's the evening of November 8th. No, just kidding. November 9th. This morning was brutal. I said as long as I could. I lasted until about 11. I did not dress for weather to feel like 30 degrees. I mean, I was fairly warm. I could have toughed it out longer. Nothing was moving. And I wanted to come home, spend a little bit of time with the family, because next week I'm off work and I'm gonna be gone a lot. So now this evening I'm running over to a little private parcel I got here close to the house. It's about 4 o'clock now. I'm not gonna sit for very long, but I already got a blind set up I can sneak right into. I don't even plan on seeing anything, although if they've been laid up all day because of this high wind, something could definitely be moving through there, and all I need is one doe that's getting ready to come in. It's still a little early yet for historically. You know, I've been running cameras there for 2 years, this little property, and historically the shooters haven't showed up until about November 14th, 15th-ish. I missed her. This is the spot I'm going to where I missed a real big 10 last year with my bow. But the main reason I'm going here this evening, I really don't even care if I see a deer. Obviously, I'd like to. I might even slock a doe if one walks by. Or I may not. I don't know. It depends on the mood I'm in. But with those high winds today, I just want to make sure my blind's not laying on its side, flapping around in the freaking know last time I've only hunted that once this year since I said, oh dude, the wind is absolutely hammering right now. There's these flag things outside this trailer park that are just going nuts over here. So I'm really just going to check on my blind. I brought some stakes. I want to get that stake down because here within the next 6 or 7 days, this spot should fire up. The first year I hunted it, I was never there to sit and actually see any bucks, but then this year was the year. I don't know if I've ever told y'all that story, but I missed a big 10-pointer. I was in a different area of the property, one of the only areas where there's like really good trees. It's really just a big green grass field, and the deer just cross it from west to east. In the morning they'll move from west to east, move over into this timber with, I assume it's got bedding in it because they always go over into this timber. It's a couple properties over, and then the evening they'll come and they'll go from east to west and go out to the crop fields. So I was out there, and I just the morning, I think I got some footage. I'll try to put it in here if I still got it. But the morning of, I think it was the 17th, a bunch of does come through, jump the fence, followed by a spike or fork horn, and he's chasing them like crazy. And I didn't think, I thought, oh, he's just being a spike or fork horn. But turns out I think one of those does was about to pop because they came through. I could have shot any of them. But then I look over, and so right where they jumped the fence, there's a scrape, and then on both sides of the fence, right where they jump it, there's a scrape on the west fence and on the east fence of this property. So anytime a buck jumps it, or even I got some does that have been hitting my east scrape. Had a doe on it a lot lately. So that's another reason why I got a boogie out here. You just never know. We get a long day of heavy wind like this, and then if that wind starts to die down this evening, it could be good stuff. But anywho, this big 10 jumps the fence, works the scrape, comes right across, jumps the east fence. That they do in the morning, I'm gonna go set up a blind. I should have just took my chances and set the blind up on the east fence. But I set it up on the west fence because you could seal it in a lot better. But I'm like, well, hey, maybe those deer will come back through and do what I think they're going to do and what I've kind of seen them do in the past. Obviously, they're deer. They can free range and do whatever the hell they want. But right at last light, I look over at that east fence, and here he jumps. This is where it gets stupid. That morning, I tried something new that I had never tried. For where I was sitting on the far south of that property. Okay, I was sitting on the south side along a creek. It's the only place with a couple trees that are good enough to get in. I go and I stand at the base of my tree with the Zebco 33 and a little rod, and I put a heavy weight on that sucker and tied a scent drag with a bunch of doe estrus, and I cast that thing out as far as I could in that field, and I reeled it back to about 15 yards from my tree. Well, that son of a gun comes out, and he didn't catch it in the morning, because in the morning, if he would have caught that trail, he would have came right to me and gave me a shot from my stand that I had set. I don't know why I didn't think about that in my head. Like, well, what if he jumps and he catches that trail, that scent drag I pulled back? Well, I'll be damned if he didn't catch that scent drag and freaking start walking right to my tree that I wasn't sitting in anymore. So now I got him at about probably 30 yards. I'm drawing on him. I mouth grunt. I am not thinking at all. I'm panicking because I'm drawn. I'm in this blind. It's so much darker than it normally is. And, you know, I've never hunted from a blind like this other than turkey hunting. So I can't see my pins at all. I just freaking, I thought he was more like, I don't remember what I thought. I thought he was like 40 maybe. And I don't know. Either way, I couldn't see my pins worth of shit. And I just sailed one over his back. And then I had an encounter with him the next day. He got his ass whooped by an even bigger buck that's in there. Probably not older score-wise, but body-wise. Way bigger, way more mature. Had pictures of this buck the year before. I'm thinking that's who it was. Because he was there in the middle of the night chasing does around past my camera. Just, I mean, he looks like he's 7 or 8. Old looking buck. And I'm sitting there that next morning. It's gun opener. I'm sitting in the blind with my bow. Up in the woods, I hear, I'm like, no way. And then I just hear crashing. I mean, an absolute battle. Probably goes on for 20 or 30 seconds. I mean, you can hear them feet on the ground. They're just freaking battling. And then, yeah, then that 10 comes down and with his ass, like he acting like he just got his ass whooped. So anyways, I just turned what was supposed to be a 1-minute video into a 10-minute video telling y'all a deer story. So I gotta get off here and get to the blind and get set up. See ya. Got 3 does. Look like maybe a mama and 2 yearlings. The fence separating the properties is literally right behind me. And I thought for like 5 minutes I could smell like doe, deer pee. Almost an estrus smell. They're acting real skittish, but I got good wind. But I mean literally, I was 10 foot from one of them on the other side of this fence. They're just hanging out over there browsing on the neighboring property. He's got some trees and some pretty good browse and cover. Property I'm on is just an open field. I'm worried because they normally jump the fence right here 15 yards from me. And they didn't do it. They were acting weird, but I don't know if you can hear in the background. There's this freaking dog back here at this house. Just going absolutely nuts. So, I wish they'd let this damn dog inside. I feel bad for him. It's a light snow. Pretty cold out here. See what happens the rest of the evening. Back in the saddle. Literally. We got snow flurries. Already had that little buck around me immediately. He circled me like 3 times. He got downwind of me at one point and trotted off and then came back. Should be a really good sit. They should be moving all day. It's really cold and the wind has died down a lot. November 10th, rotation, day number 3. We got pretty good snow coming down now. Still pretty early. I've had bucks in here. I've rattled bucks in here at 11 a.m. before. Where I'm hunting. Just gotta be patient. My wind is right. I just have a feeling something good's gonna happen. Got a picture of a friggin' old stud, probably 5.5, 6.5-year-old buck. With his brow tine broke off, but I'd shoot him all day long. Alright, I gotta finish this up. I don't want to talk too much and miss a deer. Last year I got a D8 pointer I shot in from like 100 yards, and if I was on my phone I'd have never saw him, so putting the phone away for a while. almost 11 a.m. Had 3 bucks come through, a button buck, a little 4-pointer, and then a little basket 8 this morning. No shooters. Really surprised, man. This is a good travel corridor. It's not necessarily a funnel. They like to just travel through here. Every deer that's come through here has came by me close enough for me to shoot. So that's a positive. I was only going to set till 1. But I mean, the way the deer are moving, I might have to just stay put all day. I didn't bring any snacks like an idiot. Like I say, it's one of those days where you gotta be alert because they'll be on you in no time. I mean, I looked over and 40 yards behind me was that little 4-corn, the last deer I filmed, so it's beautiful out here. Dang it. In the blind tonight. Expected the deer.
My woman knows what's right around the corner.
Got a northwest wind.
Back when we got together,
It came from the east.
I made sure to warn her. When them fall leaves change and them trees turn and the cold front moves in,
Big buck.
I'll be in the woods
They came down to
where I've always been.
southeast.
'Cause I've been getting big buck trail cam pics, and I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin. For a month or 2 I'm busy, baby don't make no plans. I think I found me a woman that understands. A whitetail man. She knows it's tradition to hunt Thanksgiving Day. I'll be in by supper, but I might be a little bit late. She supports my passion, understands my drive. I can't get enough of a rack with a kicker or split brow time.
Set up in some farm country on a little piece
Yeah,
of
I've been getting big buck trail cam pics. I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin. For a month or 2 I'm busy,
29.7 of an acre.
baby don't make no plans.
Bean field.
I think I found me a woman that understands. A whitetail man.
I don't know if you can see it, there's
Whitetail
big blocks of
man.
timber all around me. This nice little tall 8-point.
Another season has gone by, and she's still by my
Might be a
side.
9-point. Might
This
have a
old
little
whitetail man might have found him a whitetail bride.
point up front.
Baby, I've been getting big buck trail cam pics, and I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin.
Come down that field
For
edge,
a month or
up,
2 I'm busy,
clear spot.
baby don't make no plans. I finally found me a woman that understands.
Clear spot.
A whitetail
Every night he's
man.
done that, he comes back in the morning the same way. He's
I'm
finally
just a
doing it.
whitetail man.
I got foolproof wind. If he comes from the direction this morning that I think he should be coming from, if he doesn't, I'm kind of worried because I got to access this through a little field that's grown up. And I saw some deer tracks in it. They didn't look big, but there's also some deer tracks in here comes from different directions that I don't have cameras facing, so you never know what could show
My
up.
woman knows what's right around the corner.
I don't know why I didn't.
Back when we got together, I made sure to warn her. When them fall leaves change and them trees turn and the cold front moves in, I'll be in the woods where I've always
This is my
been.
attempt to kill my first.
'Cause I've been getting big buck trail cam pics,
We'll see how it goes.
and I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin. For a month or two I'm busy, baby don't make no plans. I think I found me a woman that understands, a whitetail man. She knows it's tradition to hunt Thanksgiving Day. I'll be in by supper, but I might be a little bit late. She supports my passion, understands my drive. I can't get enough of a rack with a kicker or split brow time. Yeah, I've been getting big buck trail cam pics. Yeah, I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin. For a month or two I'm busy, baby don't make no plans. I think I found me a woman that understands, a whitetail man. A whitetail man.
See that little buck right there?
Another season has gone by, she's still by my side.
No telling how many deer.
This old whitetail man might have found him a whitetail
See a
bride.
couple other deer.
Baby, I've been getting big buck trail cam pics,
I wish I would have brought my binoculars. I'm
and I've been building history with a tall mainframe tin. For a month or two I'm busy, baby don't make no plans. I finally found me a woman that understands, a whitetail man. I'm just a whitetail man.
I mean, the wind is foolproof. You know, if that buck came by me yesterday, he probably would have busted me because I've been hunting swirling winds the past 2 days and it's been brutal. But when the wind is true and does what it's supposed to do, and you can come up with a game plan, it's so much nicer. Deer will walk right by you, no clue you're there. So I'm gonna sit and see what else I see this morning. Just can't seem to catch a break. Decided I was thirsty and I was able to get a little bit out, but almost that whole freaking thing's block eyes. I used to never sit in these conditions. I was a pansy, but I'm forcing myself to do it this year to extend my season. Normally I'm tagged out by gun season, so got after today 3 more days until gun. So hopefully we can make it happen in the next couple days. set back in there. So that's why I was hoping to come kill this 8-pointer before gun season. But it is what it is. Alright, I gotta get my hand back in my pocket. I'm freezing. Oh, man. It's 10:15. I was just fixing to get down, and a deer came across the field sniffing the track of that old bow hunter that walked out a little while back. I don't have much left in me, though. I'm frozen. My bottle of water's frozen. My toes are frozen. My face is windburned as heck. We got like 30-mile-an-hour winds. It's 20-some degrees, but I bet the feels like it's down in the low teens. Maybe even lower. But, man, 3.5-hour sit. I saw 2 deer. Can't complain about that. First time ever hunting this little piece of private ground I got permission on, so. I got a pick of a pretty big buck. But normally when the bucks start showing up like that, one of those does is about to pop. I just need to change my setup there. I got a permanent stand and a blind setup on one fence row, but I'm gonna have to call an audible and figure something else out. I got southwest wind tonight. I might go hang a set. There's another tree line on the east side, but I think there's like one tree that's on the property I have permission to hunt along the fence line, and it's sketchy, I'm not gonna be able to get very high, but I might go hang it and set it tonight, because the southwest wind's really good for morning or evening if I set where I'm thinking about setting up. So I don't know, I might set 10 more minutes here, and then I'm gonna get out of here and regroup and figure something else out. All right, we're heading back out. November 11th. Going back to where I saw the tall 10 last night. Had a real big buck come through early this morning on camera. Real big 8-point. From now to about the 16th, historically, is when the bucks have showed up on this property that I'm hunting. And I feel like they know that I'm in that blind. Last night, not tall 10. I missed the tall 10 last year. It was a tall 8 last night. He winded me. I ended up seeing 11 deer total. Had a little forkhorn literally walk right by the blind. He didn't try to get downwind at all. But all the does tried to get downwind to me. I should have known better. I just thought they had come from the west the night before. So I thought they were gonna come from the west. Well, they came from the east. And the does, I think, were gonna jump the fence anyways and eventually come in, but because they didn't get far enough down. We had that northwest wind. Well, that buck, I don't think he cared, but I think he saw what the does were doing, and he walked to the very end, immediately stuck his head over, got my wind, got out of there. So this evening, I'm switching it up. I'm moving my stand. We got a southwest wind right now. I'm going to hunt this evening, but I'm mainly setting the stand up to hunt it tomorrow morning with a southwest and west wind, because I'm going to try to get north of where they always move. And I think they'll feel safe because they've been expecting me to be in that blind. I've hunted that blind, I think, 3 times this season. And they'll expect me to be in that blind, and I'll freaking be waiting for them in the saddle. So that's the plan. This morning, dude, that was the coldest hunt I've ever had in my life. I'm still cold. My feet are still frozen. My hands are still frozen. Can't feel either one of them. I went and tried to lay down and take a nap. I couldn't even get a nap, dude, because my hands and feet were so cold. I couldn't get them warm. I think I have real poor circulation in my hands and feet. They're always cold. They sweat. So, and dude, I'm tired. I'm beat up right now, but I'm like, hey, it's 1 week. You got to go. You got to go at least set up to stand for tomorrow. Because any day now, that's the thing when a new buck comes cruising through this property. And the way the camera looked last night, it looked like he just came across where they normally cross, and he just jumped, came straight across, and jumped the other fence. That's what it looks like he did. So hopefully he never got my ground scent. So that's the thing, when these bucks come through this property, they're just trying to get to where the does are. So they normally come right through the easiest place, and that's right where I plan to ambush them. But like last night, that buck was with those does, and he was smart. He was real smart. So, all right, I'm gonna go get this thing set up. This morning I had the GoPro out and ready. Oh, this morning, by the way, saw little Forky. I think he definitely probably winded that bow hunter I saw, is what it looked like, because he came out of there, and then not long after that bow hunter came out of there. Then I saw another deer. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a little buck, but I think there was a tractor, I don't know, probably 500-600 yards away from me, plowing. And dude, it was so windy you couldn't even hear that tractor from that distance. It was a big old John Deere. You couldn't even hear it from that distance. But that tractor ended up getting pretty close to a wood block, and a deer came running across, and he ended up sniffing where that bow hunter walked. He was walking right into the woods, like where that bow hunter left. So gonna go, like I said, gonna go hang this set, be ready for these guys in the morning. There's a good chance though one of these does is about to pop, and that's when the big boys from the local area show up. So the fact that tall 8 was with that group of does last night tells me one of them's getting close. So hopefully that big boy was making his rounds last night, smelled that one's close, and he's gonna come back through this evening. He'll be coming from the west. Oh shit. He'll be coming from the west, and we got a southwest wind. So hopefully tonight's the night to get it done. Rutcation 2025, baby. Let's go. Well, this is not where I wanted to be. The tree that I had in mind was in fact right on the other side of the neighbor's property line. Luckily neither one of these neighbors hunt, because there'd probably be a lot of animosity. We'd be putting stands and blinds right on the property line, but it's such a small parcel, you don't really have a choice. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. You just shoot what's on the property you're hunting. But I ended up having to sit in my little permanent set I got in this little cedar. Wind is still good for it. Because where these deer come out, or they came out last night, if they come out there again, and I really think they will, they're not going to get my wind. And the deer like to cross the fence over here behind me. And if that big boy were to come through again, which I hope he does, he's going to cross right here. He's got literally no chance to get my wind if he comes through where I'm thinking he will. Or any other buck for that matter. There's 3 shooters running around out here that I know of. So if any of those 3 jump this fence right here, I mean, it's a 15-yard shot for me, easy. I got like an hour and a half shooting light. I mean, I should start seeing does within the next 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, they come out pretty early, so this is where I plan on sitting in the morning too. We got a straight west wind, and I'm pretty much north of everywhere that I've ever seen him cross, other than last year, that Big 10, the morning after I missed him. He crossed on the far north side of the property because he had just got his butt kicked by, I'm assuming, a big 8, that old 8 that I had on camera. And I think he knew better than to come through this property. If he would have come through here, I would have smoked him, but he didn't. So She was right here, gave me a, I don't know, 10-yard broadside shot. I figured too. Maybe that big boy comes in. He'll come and stand right in that spot she was standing. We'll see. But I like to shoot one every now and then, at least, because the folks that give me permission to hunt, they're real close friends of the family, pretty much like family. I mean, they don't really care for the deer because they've totaled 2 vehicles on deer, so at least we got some meat for the freezer. Hopefully Big Boy comes and does what I'm hoping he'll do this morning. Just had to do something I really didn't want to do. Coyote was coming through and I knew he was going to cut the track on that doe I just shot. Probably go find her and start gnawing on her, so I did my best to make like a dying rabbit sound. So hopefully he'd come over here and I could thump him. But he wasn't having it, so I just hollered at him and waved my arms and he took off, tucked tail. Probably boogered my hunt for a little bit, but we should be alright. The deer normally don't come through. I mean, that doe, that's the earliest I've ever seen a deer here. It's normally more like 9:30 or 10, so I'm gonna sit till, I might sit, I don't know, dude. I really want to sit till like mid, because yesterday that buck came through at 5:30 a.m. and then back through at 5:30 p.m. Last night he was here at like, I think it was 10:30. And he could come back through, you know, midday. They like to cruise midday during the rut. See what happens. I'm anxious to, I think I'm gonna try to take that doe's urine and cut off her tarsals and maybe try to use them the next couple days. But got a little while yet. Things could still get good. It's real windy though, so I don't know. I feel like they don't mind moving around out here as much when it's high winds though, because it's open and they can see. It's not like the timber I normally hunt, where they can't see very far and you really got to worry about predators. So sit tight and see what happens. What kind of big dummy goes bow hunting for whitetails and forgets to bring their knife? It was in my other pack that I saddle hunt out of, and I was coming this morning to sit in a permanent set, and so I switched to a smaller, more compact backpack. Luckily, I had my fanny pack in the truck, and I got a pocket knife. So, pretty dull, but we'll make do. It's better than driving or keeping the guts in this thing. So, I have to go get the guts out of this thing and roll out. Try to evening hunt. Kill Big Daddy. Silverado, truck tires muddy. It's a good day when the tailgate's bloody. Big fat doe, tender back straps. Compound bow gave her a dirt nap. Got the old slick head, boys. Gotta get her to the butcher. Oh! You're not a real man if you don't butcher your own deer. I've butchered many a deer, okay? But it's November 12th, and I'm trying to be in the stand. I gotta get back out there tonight and get the Big Daddy that I had an encounter with last night. So, keep it to yourself, boys. It's $100 to get a freaking deer butchered. You kidding me? Dude I went to high school with is the butcher. Takes care of me. Sorry y'all don't have the same privilege. It's the evening of November 12th. Shot a doe this morning on this little property that I'm hunting. It's like a 5-acre piece, but only about 2 acres, 2.5 acres is huntable. I'm only 3 sticks up. I'm pretty sure the tree I'm in's dead, but it's where I need it to be. I got a creek right here behind me, and the creek bends right here. And we got a west wind like this. especially. I'm hoping that sucks my thermals right down into that creek. Now, down the creek this way, there is some doe bedding right off the creek. It's pretty much in these people's backyard. I heard 2 bucks fight there last year, literally in like the doe bedding area. So as those does cross the creek, they could potentially get me, but that's not what I'm worried about. Last night, the buck I'm hunting came from back in there, came through, jumped the fence by these cedars. He came right across. I was sitting right over in those cedars. And normally they come across and they jump here. But he came out and he came right down through here. So with the west wind, it's going straight this way. And he should be hopefully coming from back in there again. Now, obviously, I'm no idiot. That was 24 hours ago. He could 100% have found a hot doe between now and then and now, and there's no chance he comes by here. But, at the same time, it seems like the big mature bucks normally show up on this property like the 14th through the 17th. So we're still not there yet. It's the 12th. So I think the big mature does that are in here all pop right around that time frame. So hopefully one of these does is close and he knows it and he's just hanging around. Because when he leaves the doe group and he heads west over to this. It's kind of like a swampy, marshy area with some big thickets. I'm sure he goes over in there somewhere checking other does. Or goes out and checks all his doe groups at night and then kind of comes back to monitor this one. This is I'm pretty sure one of the biggest doe groups in the area. That's why I didn't mind shooting that one this morning. She's all by herself and she came through last night by herself. She never got in range though, and he came and cut her track and wasn't interested, so either she was already bred or wasn't close to coming into heat. But there's a lot of does out here, so really need to shoot probably a couple more, but these does that are bedding near me, I got a ground blind over here and they kinda got it figured out. They don't want nothing to do with, they'll just stand at the fence line and peek at that ground blind. It's like they know the jig's up. That's why I'm moving around. That's why I'm in a potentially dead tree, because it's where I need it to be. So hopefully this is it, man. I feel good. I feel good. So if he daylights and comes through here again, he's in trouble. out of this buck, man. And it's one of those deals where you feel like you could burn a spot up, and I feel like I did burn up a couple of the places that I like to sit on this property. It's not very big. I'm only hunting like 2.5, 3 acres back here. But I got the ground blind, and I got a stand in a cedar tree on the other side of where they like to cross the fence. I got the ground blind on the south side and the cedar tree on the north. And it's like they're not coming through there at all anymore. So I've moved now to what I think is a foolproof spot. It's down by where I used to sit. On the south side of the property, there's some decent trees. The one I'm in could potentially be dead. I don't know. It doesn't seem too great. If it's not dead, I'm gonna get a real good setup put in it for next season. But when you get a west wind, the creek, if I have anything north, northwest, west, northeast, I can sit here because I'm tucked up. The creek does a little bend, and in the morning with the wind especially combined, my thermals just drop right into that creek. You know, I look at a spot, I feel like you can normally tell once you burn it up because you stop seeing deer. Well, I'm still seeing deer, so 4 does. So I shot that doe yesterday, and then saw another doe, and then hunted it yesterday evening and saw 2 bucks. And then today I've seen 4 does and a little buck. So, but where I'm getting in now, the access is great. I don't have to disturb like the backfield of the property. Next season I'll be able to set it up even better because I can trim some limbs and stuff and get in right along the bank of the creek. It'll be just bulletproof. And I might try to set it up where the deer just can't cross anywhere, but down here on the south, that'd be nice. They are still crossing the east side, so I'd like to get a setup for that. I'm wondering if maybe it'd make more sense. As soon as I get down here across the creek, I might ride a bicycle across the field. That way I'm just leaving rubber. I'm not actually leaving my ground scent. I mean, I wear rubber boots, but I think it's everything you're touching, you know. That's how they get you. They come out here at night. I got pictures of that big boy I was hunting the night I had an encounter with him. I'm so mad at myself for not being prepared to shoot my bow. I need to get dialed in at about 50. I've always liked getting them in close, man. It's kind of my thing. So the good thing about this spot though is every deer that has come by me this morning, I could have shot him at 10, 12 yards. And if that buck comes through here again, while I'm here, any buck, there's been 3 different shooters I've got on camera at this place, but there's one that I'd really like to kill. If any of them come through here. Wind's good, access is good. They'll be dead at 10 to 12 yards. So, I got a couple. I'll probably set till 11:30 this morning. And then, be back out here this evening with a west wind. November 13th, evening set. I hate burning out a spot like this, but man, it's silly to leave deer to find deer. This is close to home, 15-minute drive. All my other spots are at least 45 minutes. Saw 2 bucks here last night. This morning I saw 4 does and a little buck, so you never know when a big one from the area is gonna come checking these does at bed around here. So just gonna keep showing up, I guess, until I'm not seeing any deer. I don't know if I'll hunt it tomorrow. It's been nice to be able to leave my sticks and platform on the tree and just shimmy up it when I get here. I'd like to hunt it tomorrow, but the wind's not great. The wind's good for one of my fence crossing spots, which I may sit, because it seems like historically when bucks show up here, a new buck, they don't know that I've been in here and they haven't smelled me, so they'll jump the fence where they are used to jumping the fence. But you know, a lot of people say deer will take the path of least resistance. There's a farm gate on either side of the property, and each one's probably, one of them, they're probably both at least, the opening's at least 8 or 9 foot wide at the least. Well, the deer will jump the fence. Both farm gates stay open all the time. The deer will jump the fence 10 yards away from the farm gate. So I think it's pretty funny, pretty wild that they don't walk through the giant opening. They'll literally walk up and jump the fence when they can walk through a 10 foot wide opening. But we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know. It's November. So historically, the bucks normally haven't even showed up on this property yet. That's why I've been hitting it hard, because I already had a chance at a bruiser. I need to, when I get a chance, go back and compare pictures. I'm pretty sure I had this buck on camera for the last 2 years, and he blew up this year. I'd say he's probably 5.5-year-old. So, man, if I don't get him, I'd really like to see him make it, because he consistently shows up here. So one of these times he's gonna slip up. He did slip up 2 nights ago, but I slipped up and was in the wrong freaking spot. Well, I didn't realize that this spot was, I don't know why I never saw this tree or hunted this tree before. And we get a lot of west winds, and the west wind just literally puts me right into this creek. So I would have killed him the other night had I been sitting here. So hopefully him or somebody else slips up tonight. We'll see. I just smoked him. I smoked the big 8 that I've been after. Oh my God. I'm tucked in this cedar, dude. I'm like 6 foot off the ground. He came in and he caught me. I was standing here with my freaking phone in my hands, and he looked right up at me. Luckily, I'm tucked in this tree, dude. The cover's great. The wind was perfect. It was coming from him. I watched earlier. I watched a nice. I had a nice 10 and a single doe on camera multiple times throughout the night, and then this morning at like 5:45, and I watched him push her into this thicket here right behind me. There's a nice 10 and a doe probably still in there. And I'm freaking sitting here, it's 9:35. And I look over and he's right here. And the neighbor's staring at me from 12 yards, dude. And I'm like, oh, I'm freaking busted. But the wind was coming from him, coming right to me. We got southwest wind, south wind. And he freaking is looking right at me, dude. And he comes over and doesn't care and jumps the fence, and I lace him at like 12 yards. It was a perfect shot right behind the shoulder. I'm pretty sure he's down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. All right, y'all, check it out. Here's the setup I've been hunting. Here's the blind that I haven't been hunting because they've just got me pegged and had it figured out. Right here is the fence crossing where they like to cross. Okay, right there's the Spy Point trail cam that literally took his picture right here, right before I laced him. I got shit everywhere right now, guys, sorry. I haven't been able to find my arrow, but look, dude, today, a lot of people are gonna think this is stupid,
But that's a fishing rod. I shot him right here is where my shit lies, right where he was standing. Okay, that's a fishing rod with some weights and a drag rag. I drug that from the front of the property back here, way out beside me. And then when I got to where I wanted to stand, I put some shots on the ground, resprayed the drag rag, and then casted it over to the other side of the property as far as I could. I walked out here, but only where I could shoot once they got to that spot. I don't know. That's not what got him today. The wind was coming from the southwest. He jumped right there. I don't know if you can see it, but right there in that cedar, boom. About 7 feet off the ground, boys. I'm sitting there. He looks right at me. My dumbass is messing around on my phone and he's looking right at me. And I freeze. And my wind, dude, don't you just love it when the wind does what you think the wind's gonna do and it doesn't swirl and doesn't do anything stupid? Right there, dude, laced him. He jumped the fence. I bet this is 12 to 15 yards. So, and it's nice because there's all these trees along this fence line. And so once he decided I wasn't a threat and he committed to jumping the fence, once he started walking up to the fence, you got plenty of time to draw because for one, the deer can't see you, but he's gonna look into this grass field I'm hunting. He stands, every deer I've ever seen cross this fence, they never just run and jump it. They stand and look into the field they're about to cross into. So, pretty sure I got 2 years of history with this deer. Okay, I'm pretty sure I started getting pictures of him when I'm guessing he had to be 3.5. He was pretty nice 2 years ago. I'll put all the pics up and let y'all decide if you think it's the same deer, but I think it is. It looks like he traded the tine length on his G2s and they went out to those double crab claws. Big 8-point. So super excited. I'm about to go walk up on him for the first time once I get out of some of these clothes. All right, let's go see him. I know he's down, but I haven't walked up on him. There, dude. Whew, yes. Let's go, baby. Dude, look at that perfect exit. Oh my goodness. Man, look at that buck. Dude, that's what freaking dreams are made of right there. I have had all week off work. I only got paid for 2 days because I was out of vacation. Today is Friday, November 14th, the day before gun season. My last day of vacation. This has kind of been my MO, dude. This has happened to me so many times. Get desperate and go out and kill the day before the guns go off. I'm pretty positive that this is my 3rd year trying to kill this buck. I assume he might be 5.5 if it's the same deer. I'm really gonna have to look at the trail cam pics and try to decide. I think he traded some length on his G2 and put it into these 2 big crab claws. But this year's the first time I had ever seen him in person. And he showed up a little bit. He normally hasn't showed up till the 16th or 17th. And I actually came to hunt this deer last year and missed a Big 10. I'm pretty sure this is the deer that whooped up on the 10-pointer that I listened to him. I listened to the 10-pointer and another deer fight right here in these woods behind me. I was over in a ground blind on opening day of gun with my bow. And just freaking amazing. Like I said, I had never seen him in person, and then I did Tuesday night. He jumped the fence and he was out in this open field 60 yards, and I didn't feel comfortable taking that shot. I don't really have anywhere to practice. I mean, I do have some spots, but I have nowhere like super close to home to practice this 50 to 60 yard shots. So that's something I'm definitely going to get dialed in before next season. Used to, I never practiced that because all the woods I hunted I would have never had an opportunity to shoot that far. And now I got a couple private permissions where I do have some big fields and some areas where I can shoot far. So pretty special, pretty amazing. Only whitetail hunters understand the work we put into this. And when it all comes together and you kill a deer, this is the first deer that I've ever really had true history with. Like real history with. And so to have him on the ground right now is super special. I got a picture of him literally right before I laced him. So got him on the spy point. Pretty awesome stuff, man. Pretty freaking excited. Called my one of my best buddies that I've hunted with since we both started hunting, and he's on his way to help me get this dude drug out. So I'm back here on a 2.5 acre piece, man. My buddy's property's 5 acres total, but only like 2.5 back here's huntable. So if you play your cards right, play the wind right, get the data from the trail cams, man, you can make it happen. I've been that guy that's always hunted public. This is my first ever private land buck. Pretty special. November 14th, 2025. Let's go, baby.
I'll be in the woods where I've always been, 'cause I've been getting big buck trail cam pics, and I've been building history with a tall mainframe 10. For a month or two I'm busy, baby, don't make no plans. I think I found me a woman that understands a whitetail man.